Group of bikers visit Black Girl's lemonade stand, then the unthinkable happens. Have you ever wondered how a single ordinary moment can flip your entire world upside down, leaving you breathless with anticipation and full of questions about what comes next? Picture this, a sweltering summer afternoon in a quiet suburban town, where every face is familiar and every day unfolds in a comforting, predictable rhythm. Now imagine that in the midst of this predictable scene, an unexpected event unfolds, one that shatters the mundane and transforms a simple day into an adventure charged with mystery, emotion, and the promise of change. In this very moment, as the sun beats down relentlessly and the air shimmers with heat, a young entrepreneur has set up her humble lemonade stand, not knowing that her determination and kind spirit are about to collide with a force as wild and unpredictable as a thunderstorm on the horizon. At first glance, nothing seems amiss. The lemonade stand is just another neighborhood fixture, a small, handcrafted kiosk adorned with bright, cheerful signs and a promise of refreshment. But beneath the surface lies an undercurrent of energy, a spark that hints at something far bigger than the sum of its parts. This isn't just a venture to earn pocket money for a school trip, it's the launching pad for a cascade of events that will challenge every notion of community, resilience, and fate. As the girl, with eyes brimming with hope and determination, pours each cup of lemonade with loving care, an unexpected rumble echoes in the distance, a sound that seems to grow louder, more insistent, as it draws nearer. What could be approaching from beyond the familiar boundaries of her safe, sunny world? As the noise intensifies, the once calm street begins to buzz with tension. Every neighbor, every passerby, senses that something is about to change. The air, filled with the zesty aroma of freshly squeezed lemons, now carries an undertone of intrigue. Who could be out there, riding in on engines that roar like the heartbeats of a restless giant? The answer soon comes in the form of a group of mysterious figures clad in leather and mystery, individuals whose very presence challenges the status quo. Their arrival isn't heralded by violence or malice. Instead, there is a strange, magnetic allure about them, a mixture of rugged toughness softened by unexpected kindness. Could these enigmatic visitors be the catalysts that will propel our young lemonade stand from obscurity into local legend? This is no ordinary encounter. With every step, every exchange, the tension mounts, weaving a tapestry of unexpected connections and untold stories. The visitors, with their weathered faces and unspoken histories, seem to carry the weight of countless tales, stories of loss, redemption, and the enduring power of hope. One can almost sense that each one has arrived with a purpose, as if drawn by an invisible thread to this very spot. What secrets do they hold, and what drives them to support a small, seemingly insignificant lemonade stand? Perhaps, in their eyes, there is a reflection of dreams long forgotten or the echo of a past that refuses to fade away. As the day unfolds, the encounter blossoms into a series of moments that defy the ordinary. The kindness exchanged between strangers, the unanticipated generosity that fills the humble collection jar, and the poignant reminiscences shared between old souls all converge into an experience that transcends the simple act of selling lemonade. Every interaction hints at a deeper truth, that the smallest acts of goodwill can set in motion ripples of change that extend far beyond what anyone might ever imagine. And yet, amidst all this warmth and generosity, there lingers a mystery, a question that tugs at the edges of our consciousness and demands to be answered. So, as you stand on the threshold of this extraordinary tale, ask yourself, what if the encounter you're about to witness is more than just a fleeting moment of serendipity? What if it holds the power to redefine your understanding of community, resilience, and the unexpected twists of fate? In a world where the familiar can suddenly become a stage for the unimaginable, could it be that a simple lemonade stand is merely the beginning of a journey that will change lives, inspire hearts, and ultimately, challenge everything you thought you knew about the power of kindness. Join us as we unravel this spellbinding narrative, where every sip of lemonade becomes a testament to the magic of unexpected encounters and every shared smile carries the promise of a brighter tomorrow. How far would you go if you knew that one small act of courage could ignite a spark that transforms not only your life but the lives of everyone around you? What mysteries lie hidden in the hearts of those who ride into town on roaring engines, and what lessons are waiting to be learned in the quiet moments after their departure? The answers await. Dare you step into a story where every question leads to another, and where the journey is as captivating as the destination? On a bright, sunlit afternoon in the quiet suburban neighborhood of Maple Grove, Indiana, young Ava Johnson, an enthusiastic and determined 11-year-old with dreams bigger than her small town, had set up her very own lemonade stand. Standing proudly before her modest home, Ava's face glowed with excitement as she surveyed the handiwork of her labor. With a hand-painted sign that read Ava's Awesome Lemonade 50 a cup decorated with charming hearts and lemon illustrations, the stand was a beacon of youthful ambition and creativity. Ava's little corner of Maple Grove was nestled near a cozy one-story house with a well-kept lawn and a grand, old oak tree that generously provided shade on warm days. The aroma of freshly squeezed citrus filled the air as Ava mixed her secret recipe in a large glass pitcher, a formula she had perfected early that morning under the watchful guidance of her caring mother, Maya Johnson. Though her mom had helped supervise the process, this venture was entirely Ava's own. It was her personal quest to earn enough money to join a special school field trip to the Indianapolis Zoo. As Ava stirred the tangy lemonade, a gentle breeze carried its refreshing scent down the street. Her first customer, Mrs. Thompson, a kindly neighbor from next door, approached with a warm smile. "This lemonade is simply delightful, Ava," Mrs. Thompson complimented as she handed over a couple of coins. With her heart swelling with pride, Ava replied, "Thank you so much, Mrs. Thompson. I'm sure it will be a hit today." Her early success was a promising sign of the day's potential. Cars ambled slowly by on the street, their drivers occasionally nodding or waving in support. Some even pulled over to purchase a cup, and before long, Ava's tip jar began to fill with small bills and coins. Nearby, a group of local kids playing basketball paused their game, casting curious glances toward Ava's stand. One of them, a friendly boy named Logan, jogged over and cheerfully offered $1 in exchange for 2 cups of lemonade. "I'll take 2," he said with a grin. Ava, her confidence growing with every sale, carefully poured the lemonade into 2 paper cups and handed them over, her smile broadening at the unexpected boost. By early afternoon, the warmth of the sun had set Ava's cheeks aglow. A quick glance at her little notebook revealed that she had already accumulated $15, an impressive start on her journey toward the $50 needed for her upcoming zoo adventure. At that moment, Maya stepped out onto the porch, gently placing a wide-brimmed hat on Ava's head to shield her from the intense summer heat. "You're doing amazing, sweetheart," Maya said with genuine pride. "I can see you're becoming a natural at this." Ava's eyes sparkled as she beamed back, replying, "Thanks, Mom. I'm learning a lot about talking to customers too." Just as Ava was about to serve another cup of her delicious lemonade, a distant, low rumble caught her attention, a sound unlike any she had heard before. At first, it was a soft vibration that seemed to echo down the street, gradually growing louder and more defined. Curious and a little apprehensive, Ava squinted toward the source. Rounding the corner, she saw an unexpected sight, a group of motorcycles, gleaming chrome and roaring engines, approaching her little stand. There were at least 8 bikes in the convoy, their riders clad in black leather jackets and dark helmets. The sound of their engines filled the neighborhood with an electrifying intensity, halting the jovial atmosphere that had filled the air moments before. As the motorcycles came to a stop directly in front of Ava's lemonade stand, a hush fell over Maple Grove. The playful shouts of the basketball game ceased instantly, and even Mrs. Thompson peered nervously through her curtains. Ava's heart pounded in her chest as she gripped the edge of her stand, her eyes wide with uncertainty. The largest biker among them, a rugged man with a thick gray beard and a collection of mysterious patches on his leather jacket, dismounted his bike. He swung his leg off with surprising ease and lifted his helmet, revealing a weathered face that, despite its stern features, held a glimmer of kindness in his eyes. "Is this where I can get the best lemonade in town?" he rumbled in a deep, resonant voice that seemed to vibrate with the power of his machine. Though nervous, Ava mustered a small smile and replied, "Yes, sir. It's 50 cents a cup." With that, the biker chuckled softly and reached into his pocket, pulling out a crumpled dollar bill. "Make it 2 cups," he said, extending the money with a gentle touch that belied his formidable appearance. In that frozen moment, time seemed to slow as Ava carefully poured the lemonade into 2 separate cups, her fingers trembling ever so slightly. She couldn't help but wonder who these mysterious visitors were and why fate had brought them to her humble stand. As the leader of the biker group, now introducing himself as Jasper, took a slow sip of the cool lemonade, his expression softened into one of genuine approval. "Not bad, kid," he said, his voice cracking just a bit as he continued. "What's your name, young lady?" Ava, glancing nervously at her mother for reassurance, replied softly, "My name is Ava." Jasper's eyes crinkled with a fond smile as he added, "Ava, I think you've just gained yourself a whole new customer base." With that, he handed over the crumpled dollar with unexpected tenderness. Almost immediately, the mood around the stand began to shift. One by one, the other bikers dismounted their motorcycles, their heavy boots thudding on the pavement. Their leather jackets boasted intricate designs featuring skulls, flames, and various symbols that were entirely foreign to Ava. Amidst the group, a tall biker woman with long braided hair, wearing a jacket emblazoned with the name Sierra, stepped forward. With a warm yet commanding tone, she dropped a $5 bill onto the counter. "I'll take 10 cups for the crew," she declared. Ava blinked in surprise at the sudden order, stuttering for a moment before gathering extra cups and swiftly pouring lemonade for the group. As the bikers began to gather around, the initial tension dissipated and was replaced by an almost festive atmosphere. Their voices rose in friendly banter as they complimented Ava's lemonade stand, many of them eagerly pulling out their wallets to leave generous tips. "Did you make this all by yourself?" one of them inquired, his thick southern drawl wrapping around each word. Ava replied with a shy smile, "Yes, sir. My mom helped a little, but it's really my recipe." The biker's eyes twinkled as he reached into his pocket and produced a crisp $20 bill, exclaiming, "Kid, you've got talent." The group laughed heartily, their camaraderie filling the street with a warmth that put Ava at ease. Amid the friendly chatter, one of the younger bikers barely out of his 20s bent down to Ava's level and asked with sincere curiosity, "What's the lemonade fund for, anyway?" Ava hesitated briefly, then explained, "I'm saving up for a school trip to the zoo." The group exchanged looks of admiration, and Sierra couldn't help but laugh as she shook her head gently. "We can't just leave you hanging, can we?" she declared. Without any further prompting, the bikers began to pass around a helmet, each one dropping cash into it as if it were a communal collection plate. The sound of coins clinking and bills crinkling filled the air, and Ava's eyes widened in amazement as she peered inside the helmet. There, nestled among the donations, was over $200, far more than she had ever expected to raise in a single day. Thank you so much. Ava exclaimed, her voice trembling with both excitement and gratitude. Jasper, now standing tall and proud in front of the stand, added in a deep, resonant tone, "You earned it, kid. Hard work deserves support." Just as the festive atmosphere seemed to settle into a warm, communal embrace, a particularly burly biker with a striking eagle tattoo on his arm grew silent. His gaze softened as he looked directly at Ava, his rough exterior giving way to a touch of vulnerable emotion. "You remind me of my daughter," he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper. A hush fell over the gathering as Ava tilted her head in puzzled concern. "Your daughter?" she asked softly. The biker who introduced himself as Dylan nodded slowly. "She passed away a few years ago. She was about your age and used to run a stand just like this one on weekends. Seeing you here, it's like I'm catching a glimpse of her spirit all over again." Maya, who had been watching from the porch with a mixture of pride and worry, stepped forward and placed a reassuring hand on Ava's shoulder. "I'm sorry for your loss," she said softly. Dylan offered a bittersweet smile as he continued, "Helping you out today feels like a way to honor her memory. Thank you for reminding me of her." The group stood in a brief moment of reverence before Jasper clapped his hands to break the somber silence. "All right, let us not turn this into a tearful farewell just yet, we've still got some lemonade to buy." Laughter returned, the mood lightened, and as the bikers began to prepare to leave, one of them turned back with a promise, "We're going to spread the word about your stand, Ava. By the end of today, customers will be lining up around the block." Ava's heart swelled with gratitude as she watched the bikers mount their motorcycles and rev their engines in a farewell salute. Their presence had left behind a powerful, unforgettable memory, a reminder that kindness and community could triumph over fear and uncertainty. Soon, as the sound of roaring engines faded into the distance, a group of neighborhood residents started to gather at the end of the street, drawn by the commotion. Among them was Mr. Peterson, the amiable owner of the local grocery store, along with several local children who had been playing nearby. One curious kid shouted, "Hey Ava, what's all this about bikers at your stand?" Ava, still a bit overwhelmed but smiling nervously, explained, "They came by for lemonade and ended up buying a lot more than just a cup." Maya, gesturing toward the overflowing helmet of cash, added, "Word travels fast in Maple Grove when something extraordinary happens." Within the hour, more neighbors arrived, some out of genuine curiosity, others simply to support Ava's blossoming enterprise. The once quiet lemonade stand had transformed into the beating heart of the community, drawing in customers who were eager to taste what was now affectionately known as biker-approved lemonade. As Ava served cup after cup, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Strangers who rarely exchanged words were now laughing, sharing stories about their own small business ventures, and even the local kids pitched in by holding handmade signs that directed traffic to the stand. As the crowd swelled and the day advanced, Ava noticed a familiar figure in the throng. It was Dylan, the gentle, burly biker with the eagle tattoo, standing quietly against the backdrop of an ancient tree. His expression was unreadable, a mix of solemn reflection and quiet pride. Ava hesitated for a moment, then turned to Maya with a soft, questioning voice, "Mom, do you think he is all right?" Maya, following her daughter's gaze, encouraged her, "Why don't you go over and see if he needs someone to talk to?" Mustering her courage, Ava clutched a freshly poured cup of lemonade and approached Dylan slowly. With a tentative smile, she extended the cup toward him and said, "This one's on the house." Dylan looked down in surprise, then accepted the drink with a gentle smile and a heartfelt, "Thank you, kid." They stood in a comfortable silence for a few moments before Ava finally asked, "What was your daughter's name?" Dylan appeared momentarily taken aback but, after a pause, replied quietly, "Her name was Ruby. Everyone called her Ruby. She used to run a small stand selling cookies and lemonade, just like you." Ava smiled gently, "I bet her cookies were as amazing as this lemonade." Dylan chuckled softly, his voice tinged with both sadness and fond remembrance. "The best she ever made," he murmured. Ava, absorbing every word, then ventured, "Do you think that helping me out today was a way of keeping her memory alive?" Dylan's eyes softened further as he nodded. "Absolutely. Every act of kindness reminds me of her spirit. It's as if, in every cup of lemonade, there's a piece of Ruby's joy. You've got a good heart, Ava. Never lose that spark." With that, Dylan patted her shoulder, and after exchanging a few more warm words, he rejoined his biker friends, who had gathered on the other side of the street. As the bikers eventually rode off again, Ava was left standing before her now quiet stand, the helmet overflowing with money serving as a tangible reminder of the day's unexpected generosity. Maya came up beside her, offering a soft chuckle as she said, "Sweetheart, I think you just made more today than most lemonade stands do in an entire month." Ava looked around at the remnants of the bustling crowd and replied with a mixture of wonder and excitement, "Do you really think they were serious about spreading the word?" Before Maya could answer, the sound of car doors slamming and chattering voices filled the air as more neighbors arrived, drawn by the buzz of Ava's incredible success. In no time at all, the humble lemonade stand had transformed into a vibrant community hub. The next morning, news of Ava's stand had spread like wildfire. Local social media pages and community groups were abuzz with posts featuring pictures of Ava and her stand, each caption proclaiming, "Support our young entrepreneur." And "Best Lemonade in Town Biker Approved." The comments flowed in, with neighbors expressing admiration, encouragement, and a shared sense of pride in their community's spirit. As the sun rose on a new day, a long line of customers had formed, stretching down the block. Parents with children, elderly couples, and even workers on their lunch breaks queued eagerly to taste the legendary lemonade. Ava, though still feeling the weight of her early nerves, now moved with the confident determination of someone who had not only achieved her goal but had also ignited a spark of change. In the midst of the excitement, her best friend Zoe appeared at the stand, offering her help with a bright smile. "Ava, I'm here. Let's make sure everyone gets their cup of magic," Zoe said, her voice filled with infectious enthusiasm. Together, Ava and Zoe worked seamlessly, serving cup after cup of the refreshing beverage. As the line of customers grew ever longer, some neighborhood kids even took to holding up hand-drawn signs that read, "Get your biker-approved lemonade here." Meanwhile, Maya moved back and forth between the kitchen and the stand, whipping up more lemonade to keep up with the unexpected demand. In the midst of the bustling activity, Mr. Ramirez, the amiable owner of the nearby hardware store, approached Ava with a thoughtful suggestion. "Ava," he said, "you've got something truly special here. What if we turn this into a regular event? Imagine a monthly lemonade day where all the proceeds go to support local children's programs. You could be the inspiration behind something that brings our entire community together." The idea sent a ripple of excitement through the crowd, and Ava's eyes lit up with the prospect of not only fulfilling her own dreams but also helping others who might need a little extra support. Before long, the bikers made another appearance. This time, they arrived with even more of their crew, parking their motorcycles in a neat row and greeting everyone like local celebrities. Jasper, with his easy charm, handed Ava a small box filled with freshly baked cookies. "These should pair perfectly with your lemonade," he said with a wink, and the group's laughter filled the air once more. The bikers helped manage the line, entertained the children, and even took a few photos of Ava with her stand. Sierra snapped candid pictures, capturing the essence of the day with a camera as she exclaimed, "I think we just broke the record for the busiest lemonade stand in Maple Grove." Throughout the day, as the lemonade flowed and the community grew even closer, Ava found herself reflecting on the powerful lessons she was learning. What had started as a small personal project to fund a school trip had blossomed into a celebration of kindness, resilience, and unity. The unexpected visits from the bikers had not only boosted her earnings but had also brought together people from all walks of life. Strangers became friends, and a simple cup of lemonade had transformed into a symbol of hope and shared humanity. In a quiet moment as the afternoon light began to wane, Ava sat on the edge of her stand, gazing at the overflowing helmet of cash and the myriad of kind words that had been shared throughout the day. "Mom," she said softly, "do you think we could donate some of this money to help kids who can't afford school trips or supplies?" Maya's eyes sparkled with pride as she replied, "That's a wonderful idea, Ava. It shows that your kindness isn't just about making money, it's about making a difference." The thought resonated deeply with Ava, who realized that every act of generosity, no matter how small, had the power to create ripples of change far beyond what she had ever imagined. As the final customers left and the stand was finally packed away, the memories of the day lingered in the quiet of the evening. Ava and Maya sat together on the front steps of their home, savoring the last drops of lemonade and the warmth of a day filled with unexpected connections. The legacy of Ava's stand was not measured merely by the money raised, but by the shared stories, the heartfelt exchanges, and the bonds formed between neighbors, bikers, and even strangers who had come together for one common purpose: to celebrate life, generosity, and community spirit. Later that night, as stars began to twinkle in the velvety sky above Maple Grove, Ava held a small folded note that had been tucked under the helmet of cash. With trembling hands, she unfolded it and read the handwritten message, "For the brightest light on a summer's day keep shining." Tears of joy welled in her eyes as she clutched the note close, realizing that the simple act of selling lemonade had become a testament to the power of human kindness. The next morning, as the sun climbed over Maple Grove, a renewed buzz filled the neighborhood. Social media posts, local news snippets, and community chatter all echoed the story of Ava's extraordinary day. People from near and far visited the now legendary stand, each one touched by the story of how a group of bikers, driven by both tough exteriors and tender hearts, had come together to support a young girl's dream. Every cup of lemonade served was a reminder that sometimes, the smallest ideas can unite a community and transform lives. Ava continued to work diligently, her determination unyielding as she navigated the long line of customers, each one contributing to the spirit of togetherness that had defined the day. Zoe was by her side every step of the way, ensuring that not a single customer felt overlooked. Maya, ever the pillar of support, managed the supplies and ensured that the stand ran smoothly, all the while marveling at the unexpected magic that had unfolded right before her eyes. As the day wore on and the crowd began to thin, Mr. Peterson, ever the friendly face of the community, stopped by to share his admiration. "Ava," he said warmly, "you've done something truly remarkable here. I can't wait to see what you do next." With a humble nod and a grateful smile, Ava replied, "Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Today has been more than I ever dreamed of." The words hung in the air, a quiet promise that this was only the beginning of something far greater than a simple lemonade stand. When the final motorcycle roared down the street in farewell and the last of the community members departed, Ava took a long, reflective breath. In that moment of stillness, she realized that the day's events had taught her a valuable lesson, that hard work, combined with a sincere desire to make a difference, had the power to change lives. The memories of the bikers' unexpected kindness, the supportive cheers of neighbors, and even the bittersweet recollections shared by Dylan would forever be etched in her heart. As Ava and Maya closed up for the evening, the lingering glow of the day filled them with hope and anticipation for the future. What if, Ava mused quietly as they walked back to their house, this is just the start of something even bigger? What if every small act of kindness we share can create a ripple effect that changes our entire community? Maya smiled, nodding in silent agreement, as they stepped into the cool embrace of the night. Before we wrap up this unforgettable tale, let me leave you with one final thought. What small act of kindness in your own life has created unexpected ripples, and how might it inspire a community to come together in ways you never imagined? Could it be that the next time you offer a helping hand, you're setting the stage for a movement that unites hearts and transforms lives just like Ava's incredible journey? What do you think could happen if we all took that first brave step?